This is the unbelievable Hakim Ziyech you guys were telling me about. The unbelievable, multi-talented, absolutely God's given gift, Hakim Ziyech, right? Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Welcome to the Kavkas View, guys. And in today's video, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be very difficult. We're going to talk about Thomas Tuchel getting a new 2-year deal. It's reported by a very reputable source, and whether he deserves it. Then we're going to get into Tammy Abraham's girlfriend goes onto Instagram and absolutely takes shot after shot at Thomas Tuchel. We're going to talk about the Jorginho slander because we need to talk about that. That is becoming bang out of order. We're going to talk about the experienced player in Timo Werner and your king. All of you are telling me I am clueless about football because Hakim is the God's given gift, right? We're going to talk about him as well. And finally, we're going to talk about this bias that the club's fans have towards the younger players and why it's not healthy and why it needs to stop. So stay tuned, let's get into it. All I ask for is for you to watch the video to the very end. Don't jump to conclusions straight away just purely based off titles and captions, and like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let's get into it because here we're a community. We discuss in the comments below. I try to reply to as many of you as I can. You guys have been blowing that up recently, so without further ado, let's get into it. Let's get away with the positive first and foremost. The positive is Thomas Tuchel's given a 2-year contract and it will be signed at the end of the season regardless of what happens. Christian Folk has reported that Thomas Tuchel has been offered a 2-year deal and the club wants to secure his services up until 2024. For me, this makes sense. Look guys, we went from being 10th to having no hope to all of a sudden worrying about that we lost the FA Cup Final. We have a Champions League coming up. We're going to secure top 4 and we are building towards the future. I know it's very negative. I know it's very doom and gloom, but at this moment in time, I think it is important that we back our manager and we see the progress that we have made. Please be upset. Really be upset that we lost the final because it is unacceptable and this record is becoming travesty. It's becoming a travesty. 6, I think, wins in the last 19 is pathetic. But we have made good strides this season. We really have. So, next story. Guys, if you're a professional footballer or anyone in the public eye, I think rule number 1, do not let your girlfriend, your family members be on Instagram or Twitter. Because it doesn't help with the additional pressure, in my opinion. Look at Tony Mount. Tony Mount came out, he's living vicariously through his son, in my opinion. He literally most probably had dreams of becoming a footballer. Now his son's a footballer, so he's doing interviews left, right and centre and talking about medals. And to make matters worse, he's at least trying to be positive. Tammy Abraham's girlfriend was full on negative. Before the game, because Tammy got left out of the squad, she came out, had a mini hissy fit on Instagram. As you can see, it's up on the screen right now, and for me, this is unacceptable. She basically cost Tammy Abraham, in my opinion, a spot in any squad for the foreseeable future. He won't be playing part in the Champions League final. He will not be in the squad for the last 2 games because she ran her mouth. And it's ridiculous because if she understood and took emotion out of it, it makes sense why Tammy Abraham is not playing. And let me break it down for all of you that are saying, look, he's the club's top goal scorer. He's got 12 goals. 12 goals is nothing to boast about. Then, the most important aspect, he's refusing to sign a deal because he wants assurances that he's going to play. He's not getting assurances at Chelsea. That's number 1. Number 2, and the biggest one of all, has Tammy Abraham done anything to warrant a £150,000 contract a week? No, he hasn't. Number 3, and this is the biggest one, he doesn't fit Thomas Tuchel's system. If he doesn't fit a system that Thomas Tuchel wants to proceed with, what is he doing at the club? What is he doing at the club at this moment in time? He doesn't belong here. And at the end of the day, people only like him because he's a youth prospect. And a lot of people need to jump off that bandwagon because it's very easy to blame the older players. Every time something goes wrong, we blame the older players. Every time something goes wrong, it's always Thiago Silva's fault, it's always Jorginho's fault, it's Rudiger's fault, it's Alonso's fault, Kepa's fault, it's never Mason Mount's fault, it's never Reece James's fault, it's never Tammy Abraham's fault, it's never Callum Hudson-Odoi's fault, but yet everyone else, we always have to blame. So for me, this is very frustrating and I need to get this off. Tammy's not in the team because Tammy's not good enough. No if, buts, or maybes. There is no point investing into someone who's not going to be here next year. Simple. The next story I want to talk about is Mr. Hakim Ziyech. Hakim Ziyech and Timo Werner. I'm worried, and I will explain to you why I'm worried. Because it's been a season now that the two of them have been here. You know my thoughts on Timo Werner. I think Timo Werner is going to get goals. The problem is with Timo Werner, it's the all-round package. You don't get the link-up play. You don't get the games where he's out of this world when he doesn't score. And more importantly, he struggles against low blocks. And if a player's struggling against low blocks and you're an elite level team, we are going to struggle to break teams down. It's a fact of the matter. Timo Werner will score so many goals in the Bundesliga due to the high line and the nature of their style of play. But when the game slows down and we have to open someone up, he's almost an anchor to carry. And now it's time for Hakim Ziyech. A lot of you always tell me Hakim Ziyech is godly and he's fantastic, and I don't understand what I'm talking about Hakim Ziyech. Well, let me explain to you what I see when I see Hakim Ziyech. Hakim Ziyech is a technically sound player. Arguably, technically one of the best players we have at this club. He can do stuff with the ball when he has time and space that most people can't do. Hakim Ziyech is very easy to watch. He's very likable character. And most importantly, Hakim Ziyech is easy to root for. Do you understand what I mean? He is the type of player you watch and go, right, I enjoyed watching him play. The problem is, football has moved on. Football is about productivity. Football is about winning, and football is about consistency. Hakim Ziyech is not consistent. Hakim Ziyech has scored his first goal in the Premier League for the first time since he scored against Sheffield United. And I think that was in November. Let that sink in. I understand he had injury problems, but he is nowhere near productive numbers-wise. He's not athletic. He cannot press with the same intensity and rigorousness. He is almost a luxury. He doesn't even offer the qualities that Willian offered in the sense of work rate. He's more talented than Willian, but it's really frustrating when you actually look at it on a deeper scale. This is why I always say if the correct offer comes in, I would sell him. No matter how talented he is not Chelsea quality when it comes to winning and starting on a consistent basis. But he's too good to sit on a bench. So he needs to move on for his benefit, and Chelsea need to cash in for their benefit. Because yesterday was a sign of things to come. And you guys have been giving me so many abusive messages about this. But I've been very consistent. I thought yesterday, maybe his experience could help the club. Maybe his experience could help the club in a final. But I looked at it. He's won one final in his life. This guy played for Ajax. How are you winning one final in your life? He's not good enough. I'm sorry. I need to move on. And the final person we need to talk about is Jorginho. Jorginho gets bullied by our fan base. I'm dead serious. Jorginho is a victim of his own success. When Jorginho is fantastic, he's God's given gift. He is amazing on the ball. Everyone jumps on the bandwagon and everyone coddles him and loves him and confesses their love. The minute Jorginho has one poor game or even one misplaced pass, it's the end of the world. Yesterday, I came on after the game, and you know what? Emotions are high. This is why I like doing reviews straight after. Because I'm off the cuff. I don't pre-plan the video. I literally sit there and turn it on and start speaking. And for me, this is very important. I thought Jorginho had a good game. And I actually thought VAR shagged us in both ways. It didn't. It really didn't. The handball was a deflection onto the hand, and I understand why it wasn't given. The offside, he was offside given by the rules of the games that we've been playing under. But the handball, it's in transition. What is Jorginho meant to do? We always focus on what he can't do instead of focus on what he can do. And then we blame him for not being able to provide a certain level of quality because you all expect him to be Declan Rice. Even Declan Rice wouldn't have got to that. Realistically speaking, Tielemans scored an absolute worldie. Tielemans scored an absolute cracker, absolute banger. There is nothing we can do there. There was nothing we could have done in that situation. Reece gave the ball away, yet no one speaks about that because it doesn't fit the agenda. If it was Christensen, everyone would be saying that. Reece gave that ball away. I'm not saying Reece James had a bad game. I'm saying he made the decisive mistake. Yet, we will talk about Jorginho not covering, Thiago Silva not coming towards the ball. It shows how many of you lot have actually ever played football. And I'm dead serious. Because realistically speaking, sometimes in transition, shit happens, and I'm going to say it like that. You can't get there, and sometimes your hands are tied. And that's where Jorginho ended up. In my opinion, the onus is too much on Jorginho and Kante to be the creative outlets. Maybe Hakim, Mount, or Werner should have played a better role. Maybe Alonso and Azpilicueta should have helped. Maybe they shouldn't have played. But the fact that we're blaming Jorginho and Kante for every time we can't unlock the deep block, it's annoying. And I'm sick and tired of it. I get genuinely sick and tired. This was the Kavkas View. I'm sorry that I had to rant. Post-night, you guys know what it is. I wear my heart in the sleeve, man. I really do. I love this club. And you all know, if I didn't love this club, I wouldn't have a channel. I'm dead serious. Like, do you know how much time it takes up to actually have a channel? Like, I have a full-time job where I get paid very well. Like, I don't need this channel for the money. I do this for vibes. I do it because I enjoyed it. Like, I have a very good stable job where I don't need sometimes after a 9-hour shift and then studying in the evening for professional exams, yeah, to sit down and record if I don't love this team. I do it because it's a way of therapy. It's a way of enjoying myself. Like, I don't need the YouTube monetization. I'm dead serious when I say this. I do this out of love and because I like the interaction you guys give me. So thank you for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and in the comments below, let me know what you guys think. But it is what it is. I'm out. Peace out. Bye.